Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine on the Navy Sports Network. We're brought to you by our great friends at the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine the light on Navy men's tennis this week. Men's getting set for a matchup with the Black Knights of Army, and the Navy men's tennis team was incredibly busy over the weekend. I mean, if you had a racket in your hand, you were playing against somebody somewhere. And of course, the guy that's at the top of that list right now for the mids is number one singles Sasha Panyan. And Sasha, just for your team, a week in advance of obviously a big matchup on the marquee, just get everybody involved this weekend. Almost everybody was in action seemingly somewhere. What was it like this weekend? Just trying to stay sharp, stay focused, because you turn the calendar eventually to next week, and obviously one of the great opponents every year for you guys on the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend was a great opportunity for us to kind of get out, get after it a little bit. Great warm up to the weekend coming up. Bucknell, very tough rivalry. They got some great guys on the team, and I think it was good for us to kind of just go out there and do our thing. We proved ourselves to be on top again, and just all the matches that we're playing over the weekend and stuff. It's really preparing us well for what we have to come, and we got such a young team, and I think it's great for all the guys on the team. The more competition that we get, the more prepared we are for the upcoming weekend.
It's going to touch on that with the youth that's on this team, but the culture of this program has been amazing. Each year now that you've lived it, what is it about the culture of this team, of this program, and each year that goes by, everybody continues to buy in to that culture and the legacy that guys want to leave behind when they graduate here?
Yeah, I think it starts at the top, with the coaches. They give us such great opportunities to really push ourselves to the limit. And I think that when our guys strive to reach that limit, it just makes them better as people. So we have had amazing leaders in the past that have just left stepping stones for those that are coming after. And I think that, the team that we have right now, the culture on the team it just keeps building from the previous years because of what they've left for us. And we're excited to keep that going. It wouldn't be possible without, the coaches and the guys really buying in. And I think that the young guys, they came in a little bit shaky, but they were a little bit uncomfortable, as everyone always is when coming onto a new team. And even here, you're facing obstacles that, you never really faced before. But they've adapted incredibly, and it's exciting to see the growth and development of the team and how far we've come throughout this year.
I don't know if responsibility is the right word, but how important is it to go about your business each day knowing that people may be observing you? They're like, hey, Sasha's a good player in this program. Let's see how he takes care of his business every day. And then maybe they want to emulate as much as they can the way you go about things. Do you feel a sense of responsibility and maybe indirectly a chance to lead by just simply going about your business in the best way possible every day to make yourself a better player and hoping that rubs off on others?
Oh yeah, of course. I think being on the team every day is an opportunity just to get after it. You have people looking up to you, and it doesn't go just that way. Like we're looking down at the younger guys as well. So one, being that example for the guys that are coming up right now is a big part. But it's a great opportunity for me and the other upper class on the team to really show what we've done and kind of lead them in the right direction so that hopefully they can follow as well. And like I was saying, it's not just about what we're doing, but it's about what they're doing too. So we feed off of their energy day in and day out. They bring such passion to the court, and it really rubs off on the team as a whole. I'm grateful to be part of such an organization where the guys are so caring towards the sport that they're playing. And every day we just go out there, we have fun, and we care for each other. And at the end of the day, it's not about the tennis. It goes beyond that, more so to who we are as people and if we're growing in the right direction or not.
Let's talk singles first. What's been the key for you to get into a pretty good groove and, knock on wood right now, have not dropped a match in singles in Patriot League play. What's working for you right now?
That's a tough one. Every time you go out on the court, you're faced with such adversity. It could be your day, it could not be your day. So just going out on the court, I think for me, coming ready to play mentally is the first step. When we first get out on the court, it's all about the warm up, like how we're preparing. And for me, I think that is the first step. And then from there, it's just a matter of how long can I hang tight in these matches. There's the guys that we're playing, we're pretty even leveled with them. Um, it's just about the mental edge and who can kind of hold their ground a little longer. And I think I've been doing that pretty well and being able to maintain my attitude on the court, just pumping up myself and the team.
Let's talk doubles for a minute. What works between you and Luke Garner? There appears to be tremendous chemistry, and a lot of what you all do is instinctive. It's almost unspoken at times out there. How has that developed between you two to where you're getting some pretty fair results right now?
Yeah, so Luke and I go back a little bit to the juniors. We had some big matches back then, and we played doubles, singles, growing up together. We practiced together. We traveled together to some tournaments. Um, it for doubles, it's a lot about your bond between each other, and then the tennis kind of follows behind that. And I think our games are very suiting for each other. I'm a righty, he's a lefty. Kind of throwing in that lefty mix definitely makes the other teams think a little bit. It's a little uncomfortable. There aren't as many lefty players out there, so when he's serving, that's one big portion of why we're doing so well. And he's great at the net, and we're able to make a pretty pressing combo when you think about it, because we're both pretty big people, and we just kind of do our thing when we're out there, leading us to take dubs.
Obviously, being a tennis has been a part of your life for a while here. What drove you to tennis, and are there any folks out there that maybe you idolized and looked at and said, "Man, I'd like to play like that if I can one day"?
Yeah, I think I started playing when I was about 3.5, 4 years old. My dad got me started. I think that just my dad playing and seeing what it meant to him, and kind of the passion that he had toward it really built me up a lot. And then going forward from there, I started watching like pro events and stuff. And everyone grows up in their own era, and I grew up in the Roger Federer era. So I looked up to him a lot. I kind of watched him analyze his game, how he carried himself on the court. Um, you know, you only learn from the best. So when I was growing up, my dad would make me read Agassi books and watch different YouTube videos on techniques and stuff, and it really paid off a lot.
And when you look at a guy like Roger Federer, it almost looks unfair out there. It seems to come so naturally. Everything seems so smooth for a player like that. Do you feel like when things are going well, do you almost feel like it's like that for you out there at times, when things are going well over a few week period where it just seems like everything you do, you're doing it right, and you really don't want to lose that feeling that you have and that rhythm that you have out there?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a scary feeling, not to lie, when you're doing that well. You it's not often when you come out on the court and everything's going your way. But it definitely, when it is happening, it feels really good. But it's something to keep in mind that, now that it's happening, like, let's try and keep it going. But you always got to keep in the back of your mind that it's not always going to be like this. You're going to have your ups and downs, and it's just a matter of how hard you can bounce back from that.
Let's talk about one of your teammates for a minute. How motivating is it to see a guy like Finn, working back from an ACL, knowing how much tennis means to him too? But when you see that, does that kind of give you guys a little extra inspiration? Know that here's a guy that's just so desperate to be back, part of the culture, wants to contribute, wants to help this team win in any way possible right now. How motivating is that?
Yeah, when you think about a captain and the ideals are supposed to kind of portray to the team, he is the ideal captain. I was there when he tore his ACL in San Diego, and it was just a traumatizing moment. Somebody who cares so much about the sport, you knew that it was going to hurt a lot, but for him, seeing what he's done, he's gone out on the court since the moment that he was able to walk, and he's just been out there practicing with us, doing as much as he can. And then even after that, he goes on his own. He goes to run, to bike, to just do some knee strengthening exercises, and the whole team sees it. It doesn't go unnoticed. I remember the day that he got actually cleared to play doubles. I mean, the smile on everyone's faces was like, man, this is not like what anybody else deserves. This is what he deserves, and it was truly, it was an inspiring moment, to say the least. That doesn't even describe what it felt like.
I was going to say, is a guy like him and his actions, is he a guy that kind of epitomizes what it means to be a captain? Because at this institution, being a captain means that much more. I mean, it's a little bit different than a lot of other places, but he seems like a guy that just epitomizes every quality of what that person's supposed to be.
Of course, yeah. The biggest thing is just leading from the front. He soaks up every second that he has out there, and it truly shows the whole team. What are we out here for? We're not just out here for ourselves. We're out here for each other. The energy that he brings is what a leader would do. They show kind of the roots and the ways of how to build yourself up, and when you're down, how to get back up. And he portrays that incredibly. There was never a moment that I saw him down and not biting his teeth and like biting nails, wanting to get back out there and do better.
This week, the marquee pretty much sells it all. How do you keep emotions in check and make sure that everything is peaking mentally and physically as you all match up with your rivals from the North this week?
Yeah, physically, definitely feeling it a little bit, all these matches and stuff. But I'm about to go take an ice bath here, actually, right after we get off the phone, just to get a little bit of recuperation. But physically, I think there's no stopping us. We're not going to change anything in how we practice. We're just going to keep coming even harder. There's no reason to stop what we're doing. Mentally, it's going to be a grueling week. You wake up and the first thing on your mind is kind of like, I kind of want this to happen already. But as Coach Garner always says, you got to enjoy the butterflies. You got to eat it up, and you just got to flatline a little bit in your head when you're kind of getting these sporadic thoughts. You got to kind of just take some breaths and realize, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And if you walk off the court with the balls, then good for you. But if not, hold yourself to a high standard and still act the part.
Well, butterflies at least let you know that you're still human in situations like that. Ice baths really work?
Hey, look, I'm just doing it because they said it's healthy. It's a pain for me. It's really uncomfortable. We're in there for 15 minutes. It's nice doing it with the team. It's a little bonding moment. You look at each other, you're all shivering, you're all yelling at each other, trying to take your mind off of things. And I think it's helpful for the most of us.
I love it. Great stuff, big fella. Appreciate you joining us, and good luck to you and your teammates this week as you guys try to add another star. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.